Evening all. Just 2 seconds. Let's turn it on silent. Oh, it's the 21st of October, ladies and gentlemen, 2020. It's quite mild out. It's quite mild indeed. Oh, I'm doing a lot of boxing the last few days. I think I'm pulling some muscles. Oh, but it's all good. We're staying fit. We're eating good stuff. We're drinking good waters and stuff and taking good minerals and that. And I feel really good. We're going to talk about all sorts tonight. We're going to talk about actually whatever it is that you want to talk about. First and foremost, I'm going to start off with this protect the national health thing. Okay. Clapping for the NHS, that's all stopped. Now, at the beginning of this thing, at the beginning of the year, about March, everyone heard about this coronavirus was coming to England, and we're all in peril. We're all going to die. We're all going to die anyway at some point. But life has a funny way of getting through. Do you know what I mean? Life generally continues for us. I can't say. I'm just saying I'll watch it later. Got to drive to Croydon. Have a good evening, Karen Campbell. You got to drive to Croydon before, darling. Merv Bell. All right, son. How's it going? Nice to see you. Grandma's on now. Wake Up UK Live, but I'll follow your voice easily. Oh, bless you, Debs. How you doing? So, yeah, look. Protect the NHS. From what? What are you protecting it from? Why is it so precious? You know, it's a bit like protect the fire brigade, protect the fire service. My house is on fire. No, it's all right. We're not coming out. We're protecting the fire service. Oh, all right. I just let it burn to the ground then. And that's no different with what we're doing with the NHS. The NHS in its entirety should be there for us when we need it. Shouldn't be protected. It should be working flat out to save us lot, right? Yeah? No? Protect the NHS. Let's all clap like seals. Let's all clap. Why are we clapping? Because we're being told to clap. You didn't do it off your own merit. You did it because the media told you to do it. The BBC said, we're going to clap. The Radio 1, we're going to clap tonight for the NHS. Bosh, bosh, bosh. It's empty. People are dying because they can't get treatment. Kids are dying. People are dying. They can't get treatment. They can't get in. They're not having operations. Everyone's too scared of this, whatever it is. Too scared of it. Fire brigade's still cracking on. Fire brigade's still coming out and fighting fires, aren't they? They're not saying, oh, no, we can't come out, mate. No, you just have to let your house burn down, yeah. But I could die in it. Don't matter. Don't worry about it. We're going to lose my property. Don't matter. Don't worry about it. This system that we had set up years ago, the public servitude, has far exceeded anything like that, man. I mean, really, really has exceeded. Look what's happened to Graham Moore. Exactly. Look what's happened to Graham. It's disgusting. Won't see him because he won't put a face nappy on. That's communism. The NHS is there to help us, not to say who it gets to see and who it don't get to see. Nye Bevan created it to be free at the point of delivery for everybody. Not to be judged, but to actually get in and treat and heal people as best it could. I mean, obviously, everyone in the National Health Service don't know everything. They can't save every life, can they? And they get it wrong all the time. Everyone gets things wrong in life. There's no perfect rule of whatever. People get things wrong all the time. Why? Because we're just men and women, right? But like Tom Beresford says, we pay for the National Health Service. So when there's a pandemic, an epidemic, a flood, a disaster, whatever, you would think that the National Health Service would leap into action and go, right, it's all right, peeps, we're here for you. It's all good. We're going to make sure we're masked up. We're going to make sure everything's nice and clean. We're going to be all right. You keep coming, we'll keep treating you. But it's not. It's shut up shop. They're empty. I'm not suggesting that every hospital in the country is empty. but most oncology departments are empty. There's no one sat in the waiting rooms. I think it's just totally disgusting when you need it the most. That's what it's there for. It's there to save lives, right? It's not there to be admired. It's not there to be stuck in a corner like an hourglass. Like, no, it's lovely. Look at that. Yeah, no, can't touch it. Can't. No. These people that chose to serve and protect in the police, in MPs, in the National Health, in the fire brigade, if you rung up the fire service tonight and you said, my house is on fire, they say, what's the postcode? Right, we're on our way. They send out a dentist. The dentist turns up. He's got his pumps. He's ready to go. There's probably 8 to 10 individuals on there, firefighters, fire women, fire blokes, whatever it is you want to call them. Now, when these people get their hoses out and they get in there and they start flooding around and they go in, their concern is saving lives. Now, obviously, they're aware of their own lives, but they will, and they do, lose their lives because they put their lives, because they service and serve others. They chose to join that brigade of people that chose to serve a people. They chose to serve and protect. It's gone the other way. I was in UCL 6 weeks ago, empty. What's UCL? Is that a name of a hospital somewhere? Wheat and chaff in all walks of life. Surely those working alongside the chaff should join together with the wheat. Nurses, police, surely the righteous ones should stand together. Beautifully and eloquently put there, Deborah Vernon. Everyone is entitled to the healthcare they pay for. So I turned my back on this system over 10 years ago. I could see that it was going nefarious, and I thought, if I started a little fire out in my back garden, and all of a sudden it started getting a bit tasty and a bit like snapping at my heels, the last thing I would do is go and throw fuel on it and make it worse. I'd be stamping on that to try and put it out. Now, that's all I've tried to achieve in the last 10, 15 years, is my aim is to change this system. And how would I change the system? I would take it back to how it was originally, since the 1930s. Prior to the 1930s, all of corporate things were paid for by the corporate world. They never, ever, ever encroached on us in our private lives and our private capacities. Men and women back then never paid income tax. They never paid council taxes. They never paid nothing else. Why, oh, why do we do it today? We do it today because we all were sold out. We were sold. We're slaves. We're chattel. We're chattel to this corporate slavery-based system, and we need to revert that. We need to get back to men and women in their private property, in their private homes, being free and have the ability to do what the fuck they want to do when they want to do it, because that's freedom. What pays? And everyone always says to me, yeah, Dave, but what pays for the schools, the roads? The corporate world, the airlines, the anything that sets itself up as a corporation that wants to go out there and have a business and run on big corporate levels like breweries and pubs and all that. They just pay tax and council tax. Council tax is not supposed to be on us as individual men and women. It's corporate world. It's for a corporation. It's not supposed to be for us. We're not supposed to be University Hospital London, Dave, Euston, bloody hell. We're not supposed to be paying into this system. We're not supposed to be. We're not. But we all got enslaved into this somehow. And we need to get out of it. Now, I'm trying my hardest to get out of it. And it's not always easy, but the majority of the time, for me, it has been easy. For one, I'm not stupid. I have a fairly decent brain. I went to a good school. I was well educated. I was very fickle of understanding of how this life is and what this life's all about. But we're treating all of our, we cannot treat the National Health with glass slippers, because that's not its dysfunction. It's not there to be protected. It's there to work and work hard for us, because it's a trust relationship. You see, you pay your taxes because you trust these people will do right by you and save you and keep you safe and try their hardest to save your lives. And for the most part, most of them generally do, that are having it off and having it over. And it's long not been for the people by the people. It's private corporate game, private corporate business, and they just do enough to keep the peasants happy. That's what they do. Every system that we got now, the police, the national wealth, just enough to keep the peasants happy. That's it. Police don't come out for burglaries no more. Ring your insurance company. Sweet. But you don't pay a fine or won't pay a bailiff, you betcha the police will be out. You betcha the police will be out. Why? Because they're corporate revenue collectors and protectors. If there's a corporation that wants to track you down and gun you down and put their hands in any man in a uniform or a bailiff that puts his hands in your pockets against your will is despicable. And I mean evil. And these people are evil. Free speech warrior. Evening. How are you? You all right? Elliot Flynn. Hello, Elliot. How are you, sweetheart? Nice to see you. FSW. Not FSW. What's that? Oh, Free Speech Warrior. Smiley face. I'm not as slow as I look. So, what do you want to talk about? Anything you got on your mind tonight? What is it you want to know? Can't believe Graham has been stopped from having treatment for not wearing a mask. It's ridiculous. Exactly. You can bet your bottom dollar that the individual working in the NHS that would be working on Graham would be like this and covered up. Look good like that, don't I? Look how many glasses are steaming up now. Look. Why are they? Oh, look. So that means the virus can get in your eyes, right? Andy Burnham should have been saying, don't comply, keep your business open. Andy Burnham, is he the geezer that had he's got the gym, isn't he? Is he the one that's, is Andy Burnham? Who's Andy Burnham? Is he the guy that had the gym in Liverpool that refused to shut? Liverpool, by the way, is setting a path for greatness, and so is Manchester as well. The people of Manchester and the people of Liverpool. You make us soft Southerners look pathetic. You're fair play, mate. You are hardcore people. He's the Manchester mayor, is he? They're all in it for the swindle. My friend, actually, we had a little chat earlier, and he's come up with his renditions of what protests are and do protest works. And he said what we should be doing is, under freedom of information, we should be getting the oaths of office off of our chief constables and our MPs. We should be getting their oath of offices sent to us. They have a care of duty to do that. And then when they breach that oath, we should be holding it against them. These people are not honouring their oaths of office, ladies and gentlemen. Their oath of offices ain't worth a carrot. They're not even worth the paper they're written on. And to be honest with you, I'd rather the police stop swearing oaths to serve and protect property, life and liberty. They don't. It's a full. I've always said, ever since I've grown up in this country, that everything is an inverted truth. Everything that they give you, that perception of what is true in their system, the actual truth is the flip 180. That's how I see it. I don't see the system that we live in as being a free system and as a free people. We're all corporate slaves. And unless you got money, what can you do? You can't have a house. You can't have a free life. You can't drive down the road. And this has always bothered me, right? So let's just say I've got a Maserati on the drive, right? And today it's taxed, insured, and MOT. I can go out on the road tonight, bosh, I can go and do donuts in a car park if I'm not caught. But then let's say after midnight, that insurance policy runs out. I can't go on the roads no more. That MOT runs out. I can't use the roads anymore. That tax runs out. Oh, I'm going to pull you over for that. Take the car off you. Take your property off you. What's changed from 1 minute to the next? What happened? 1 minute, you're free. Oh, I can use the roads. I'm free, man. Yeah. All of a sudden, oh no, you're not allowed to use them now. Now, I see that as a privilege. I see that everything that they give us is a privilege. Driving license is a privilege, can be taken away. Everything they give us through this life can be taken away. Your bank accounts can be frozen. You can have your houses taken. You can have your children taken. You can have your cars taken. It can all be whipped from under you like Aladdin's rug. There's no grounding in that. There's no safety, is there? There's no being able to just breathe easy and think, no one can come and take my ass off me. No one can take my car unless I murder, rape, pillage someone or smash their stuff up. And I need due process of law, right? But yeah, that's why the mental health and all these other things that are attached to that go on, and people ain't settled and they go and see counsellors and all that. Why is that? Because nobody owns property. If you had control over your property, you'd sleep at night. You wouldn't be worrying about, oh, have I got enough money to pay the council tax? These are the problems of us living in our private capacity. We don't hold proper true title over our property. Everything we've got is a privilege. Everything. You name it, whatever you're doing today, unless you've resorted and you've sorted this trust relationship out, and I'm doing that process right now. After my visit from Kent Police, PC Kirkby the other day, he's pushed me on to get my bits and pieces sorted, and I am truly sorting them out. But the point is this: we don't have control. They come and take our kids. You don't look after their property. They deem to own the children. The state deems to own the children. The state owns the lot. Tell me I'm wrong. I'm more than happy to sit here and debate with anybody and tell me that my mentality and the way that I use my is wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me that we're not all just trying to dodge the bullet of if you're out on the road, oh, you know, they take your car, leave you on the side of the road, couldn't care less. Couldn't care less. Now, years ago, I broke down on the M26 or 25. My mate's dad had an old van and we was going to Brighton. So it was M23 or something going down that way. And this old van, I got down near Gatwick, Crawley way. And this van, a piston end, come flying through the bonnet, come up, nicked the bonnet, and the van just broke down. I coasted. And luckily enough, I only had a bag of lead tools because I do a lot of lead work on roofs. So these coppers turned up and they said, well, that ain't going nowhere. So we left the van, we pushed it. We actually, no, I coasted down a bit and I parked up on the inner verge. And I grabbed my lead tool bag and my level and there's my cat. These two coppers in this car, I says, righto, what's the crack here then? And I said, I need to get a train station, right? Get back to Chatham. And they said, oh, yeah, Crawley train station's about 6 miles that way. I said, sweet. I said, could you? No. Nah. Isn't that their job? Isn't that what a public servant should go, there's my brother in trouble. He needs help. He needs my assistance. Let's get him to Crawley train station. In fact, why not? Let's drive him home. If I run this country and I had my public servants out there working, if you was on a Brighton to whatever run and you broke down and you got your kids and that all on the side road, I'd make sure that your motor got home safely and I'd make sure that you all got picked up and got home safely, because that's proper public servitude. That's going the extra mile and making sure that your life is beautiful and wonderful and making sure that you're not going without. That's what we're here for. But oh no. Do you think they'd drop me at Crawley train station? They looked at me like they just shit themselves. This was years ago. I was only 16, 17, 18. I was a young man. Would they drop me at Crawley train station? No. So that's the level of public servitude we have. And it's not servitude. It's dictatorial now. It's absolutely dictatorial. But if you had people like me running this country, my God, you have no idea how great your lives would be. Your lives, you would be as original as Source Energy designed you to be, and we would make sure that your homes never got stolen, your children never got stolen, your cars never got stolen, that you had absolutely 100% equitable title over your worldly possessions. No one would take them away from you. And we, as public servants, would make sure that you're protected. We would go out of our ways to make sure that you were protected. Now, that would be what they call proper. But we don't have a system of being proper. There is no constables in this land. None of them. They're all officers, and they are not proper. They are improper. They're not what this great country was founded on. And it's such a shame. Such a shame. I know that to be true in my heart, that these people are there just to feed off of you like parasites. That's what they're there for. They're parasitical. But yet we've got this situation with the National Health Service where my friend went to oncology the other day. No one there. She had her blood test. She walked all the way through Mason Hospital, asked some very awkward questions to all sorts of people in there. And the place was virtually empty. Why is Maidstone Hospital empty? Why is Pembury Hospital pretty much empty? Why is Pembury Hospital only got 2 people on the COVID-19 ward? Why are all these Nightingale hospitals empty? Why have they been shut down? Why are they being decommissioned? If the hospitals were absolutely rammed and the Nightingale hospitals were overflowing and brimming, then I'd get the lockdown. I'd get the fact that our public servants would be doing the right thing by the people of our country. But I'm not seeing that evidence. And I like evidence. I like to know facts. I like to know the system that I'm living in. Ladies and gentlemen, would you get in an aeroplane if you didn't know how to fly it? If I took you up to London today and there's a Boeing 767 out there and I said to you, Deborah, Vernon, see that Boeing 767? You said, yeah, I can see it, Dave. Get in there, princess. Fly to Alicante. All right? She'd go, leave off. Don't know what I'm doing. Can't fly that. She'd know she couldn't do it. Deborah had never driven before. Debs, see that car out there? Yeah. Get in there, take me down to Margate. Well, I don't know how to use it, Dave. I don't know how to do the pedals, the gears. I don't know what a clutch is. I don't know. Can't do it. Exactly the same with the system that we live in. Why we're at where we're at is because we don't understand how it works. We've never been taught how this system works. We've never been taught the trust. We've never been taught any of that. None of it. But you betcha these politicians and the Bullingdon boys and the ones that get private education, the top echelons, they're taught this. They're taught how this world works. They're taught the Bills of Exchange Acts, 1882, how to use it, how to operate it, how to work in the trust. They know how to be in the system. They become a mechanically aligned part of that system, whereas we never do, because we never know how to fly the fucking aeroplane. We never know how to drive the car. But that splits us as a people and as a country. So when David Cameron says we're all in this together, what he's actually saying is the peasants are all in it together. The plebeians are all in it together. The plebs, which is what they deem us to be. Now, my friend said to a publicly educated guy the other day that's into the political realms and stuff like that, he said, you're taught the Bills of Exchange Act 1882 and the trust, aren't you, at your education in your school? Yeah, absolutely. And he said, how else would we steal all of your equity? My good God. So we've got people that deem to be the master race, for all intents and purposes, stealing our equity. That's why I know people that have got nothing. That's why I know people that live in there in mobile homes that want to get out of that. Why? Because the state wants it all. The state wants your kids, your homes, your cars, all under their control. But here's the thing. What is the state? The state is just men and women. They don't come from outer space. They're not a different race. They're the same as you. Their bodily functions are exactly the same. They have love, fear, hate, all the other emotions that go with it. They're no different from you. But yet they've separated themselves and they've made up this fictitious thing called the state party. And it is pure fiction. There's nothing real about it. It only operates in the dead realms of paper. That's it. Paper. And they've put an overlay over the real world where we're all supposed to get on. We're all supposed to be getting on and have true equity and be crowned in this world and be divine beings and all be equal. That's long gone. And now they're carving up. They're carving it all up. And they're going for gold. They are absolutely going for gold. They want it all, ladies and gentlemen. And the point is this. Are we going to let them do that? Or are we going to be the resistance? Wisdom will shine the light over the darkness. I pray, dear Lord, give us the wisdom, pour out your spirit and shine the light over the darkness. I'm hungry for the knowledge. I like that. Everyone is pitted against each other, especially at the moment. Mate, you ain't seen nothing yet. You wait till Christmas. Christmas is going to be a really weird time and sensation this year. You're not allowed to talk to one another now. You're not allowed to hug one another. Do you see what these demons are doing to you all? They're taking away your souls and your humanity and your connection. Why do they not want us all communicating with each other? Why don't they want us all together? Why don't they want us hugging? Why? Because we're magnetic beings. When you hug someone or you hug your dog, you'll feel that euphoria, that grace, that love. When you're not, there's no contact with anyone or anything, you become a robot. Surely people will rise when they have nothing to lose. Oh, you best believe. You best believe. What will happen when the millions lose their jobs? They're just about to. People seem to think that this furlough thing, when I first heard about this furlough from an old business guy that I used to have a business with, I said to him, because he's got like 6 or 7 guys that was working for him, I said, so what's happening with all your men? He said, I've had to put them on. He said, they've gone to furlough. And I'm thinking they've all gone for a day at the races. You know, they're probably at Lingfield Park or somewhere like that, you know, putting a bet on red rum. And I went, what's all that about? They went, oh, well, the government pay them like 2/3 or whatever of what I've been paying them, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh. And my immediate thought to that was, well, that's going to come to a stop at some point. And then when it all does come to a stop, where's their jobs? Do they come back to? Not going to be there. I reckon that over 70, no, to be fair, over 55 to 60% of people that have been on this furlough deferment won't be going back to jobs. There'll be no jobs to go back to because my friend, as a consequence, who was doing lots of commercial work, plumbing and heating commercial work, big boilers, big pipe work, whilst they were busily employed and out there working, he had tons of work coming in, but it's dried up. That's why he's had to put them all out on furlough. Now, I'm pretty sure that work won't be there when their furlough stuff stops. Pretty sure of that. So all these people have been on furlough, having a nice little holiday. And there's nothing wrong with an holiday period. It's beautiful. But what happens when they can't go back to work? What happens when they're getting no money? Are they going to get rid of their French bulldogs that they've just paid $2,000 for? Are they going to be getting rid of their bikes, their cars, all these little hobby things they've been out doing, their multi-gyms? Have they got to get rid of all that because they're going to have to sell it all or take it down to the local dog pit, RSPCA, because that's going to happen. Do you see how stupid we've become and how naive we've become as a people? I hate it when she says she has a holiday period. I like it, Spear Thrower. Nice to see you, mate. Hopefully you'll be on the show tomorrow night, and I want to have a good chat with you tomorrow night because I like you. I think you're a good dude. Cast your net to the right. Absolutely right, Elliot Flynn. It's lovely to see you, Elliot, by the way. Beautiful smiley profile picture. The left brain, the system's right side of the brain, love higher energy. Absolutely. Yeah, we have to send that. But what I'm saying is that this people seem to think that this world's going back to normal. You've lost the normal. Whatever the normal is that you've enjoyed prior, and myself, and my ancestors, my predecessors, my nans, my granddads, their nans and granddads, my great granddads, my great nans. I had a great nan when I was a kid. She was 101. She lived at the Oval where the cricket ground was, top floor flat. My nanny Cavalli. She died at 101. She was a gorgeous woman. She used to give me 50p. I was like, oh, I'm a wealthy dude. I'm wealthy. Look at me go with the 50 pence piece in my pocket. They had freedom. They had liberty. And they went through wars. They went through Spanish flus. Did you know? I never knew this. I've got to do some research on this. Now, I've done a bit of research on the plague a little while ago. But my friend told me today that when the Spanish flu was around, bit tasty, got a lot of people, that most of the people that died during the Spanish flu died of impetigo through wearing masks. I'm yet to confirm them facts. Maybe some of you can do your due diligence and go and find out for yourselves. He's saying most of the people from the Spanish flu died of impetigo from wearing masks and causing hypoxia. They got hypoxic. They became hypoxic. Very dangerous thing to do. You're killing your lungs. Anytime before 7. That's okay. I've got to go and look at a job tomorrow night. You choose, people. You choose. You choose what future you want. We're at that time period of when everything that you do in your everyday life, the decisions that you're making, have such an impact on the world. Do you bow down and tolerate Hancock, the three bellends, Johnson and Cummins? Do you tolerate the three bellends? Or do you say, no, fuck it, I'm not having it? Me, I prefer the latter, but I know not everyone has the kahunas as big as mine. I have big kahunas. I'm not prepared to roll over. I don't have masters. None of us have masters. Are we going to be like the people of Liverpool? Are we actually going to stand and say, no, we're not shutting down, we're staying open, and you can carry on doing what you're designed to do so that we can benefit from this life? We're supposed to be benefiting from this life, ladies and gentlemen. In your health, wealth, your private life, we're supposed to be Uber. We're all supposed to be a beautiful people. We're supposed to be happy. We're not supposed to go without. We're supposed to have Uber this and Uber that. But not many people do. I'm fortunate enough to be pretty all right. I wouldn't say I'm fantastically wealthy, but that doesn't interest me, because what is wealth to me and what is value to me is my life, my soul. That's the value, not money, not items. Me. I'm valuable to the world because I am me and I'm in the world. Money is not valuable. All our public servants are in perjury and they need to be held accountable. Yes, they do. It is said that the vaccine caused it, returning soldiers from the war vaccinated. Boom. There you go. Bacterial pneumonia is soaring at the moment. There you go. Is it a diversity-built Britain 50p? Could be. Yes, all wealthy say that. You're loaded, really. I'm not loaded. I'm not loaded at all in any way, shape or form. The thing is with me is I've always been good with my hands. If you ask any of my ex-girlfriends, they'll all tell you the same. So I've always built things. Everything that I've got, I've built. I've built it all. So I've done a lot because of these and because I had the mindset to put it all together and I had the grunt to get out and do it. Didn't do it any other way. Didn't do it any other way. So it might give the illusion that I've done all right. Yeah, I'm mortgage free. I don't know how that ever happened. I just built a few houses and sold a few houses. The next thing, I'm sat here thinking, I've got a fairly easy life now. But you bet these big corporations will try and take it. I'm under no illusion that in the next 10, 15 years, if any of these fucking wankers in the local government find out about me and stuff, they're probably going to want to come and have a slice of it. Yeah. Or they probably want to put me in a nursing home, which is costing £1,000 a week. So they nick it that way. They're just thieves. They're just absolute fucking scumbag thieves. Excuse my French. This is not for kids, this show. Your nursing home should be free, provided for. Shouldn't have to come out of your family's estate. Your family's estate should pass down to your descendants, your loved ones, your heirs. All right? Shouldn't be on the table. None of this should be up. Well, they've got a nice house, they pay for their care. No, none of that should be on the table. That's stripping of a people. That's stripping of a wealth of a nation. That's making everyone beggars and vagabonds. There's no wealth in that. Having to worry about your family going to a nursing home and paying for it should never be a concern. Should never have to worry. Is that not what you pay taxes for all your life? Is that not what you pay taxes for? To know that your estate's going to pass down to your family without these greedy leeches, these cockroaches in government taking it all. They're evil. And I am sick of the evil. I don't know about you. I am sick to the stomach of the evil. I understand public servitude. I understand we need public servants. But we don't need this shit that we got in right now. They need to go. We need some good art, some good souls, some decent people doing decent things. The kids need protecting. We need to stop all this child abuse. What good is it where a nation is teaching its kids in school at age 5 how to masturbate? If my stuff shocks you guys, my channel's not for you. They're now wanting to teach our children in our schools that we support masturbation at the age of 5. I say leave the fucking kids alone. Let them be. Let them go out and play on the swings. Let them grow up with innocence. Lord knows when they get into their teens and their late 20s, that's all gone anyway. They're plunged into this quagmire of shit. Why would you allow a school teaching system to be teaching kids of 5 about masturbation? It enrages me. There's no justification for that. You can sit in a classroom with a load of teachers and debate. No, there's no debating it. It's fucking pure evil, ladies and gentlemen. It's pure evil to teach a child of 5 about that stuff. They're not long out of their mother's waters. What do they want to know about that for? But yet they impress it. They impress it in these schools. You will learn about it. You will. We went to Vietnam. The BBC went to Korea quite a few years ago. They sent investigative journalists to go and talk about Vietnam or Korea, how it's an oppressive communist nation and how they don't let people do this and do that and learn about this, and that they don't let the internet get out around the world. And these BBC journalists got so in their faces that they had to get out the country quick because their officials were after them. And they just managed to get on a plane and get out of the country and come back to this country. What business did the English and the BBC have to question that country and their protection of their children and their families and their people? We had no right. The BBC had no right to do that. But yet they went and done it. They thought they had the right to go and preach this great British thing that we're so great around the world. And the reality is that we're not. We're not this great thing. We're a sick thing. We allow child abuse. We care not about justice when it comes to getting these kids child abuse. We have kids, teenage abuse, grooming gangs of all sorts of people. The justice system don't care about that. Lets it go on. Couldn't give a monkeys. Why? It's not revenue. There's no money in it. Justice is this. It's all about, oh, well, we ain't paid his council tax. We'll nick his house off him. What the fuck is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Teacher in my granddaughter's school today told my daughter only today it's coming from above. Sick bastards. Let's put liens on these servants' heads, all in common law, mate. Please do. The sickness runs deep for sure, Dave. Look, just if when I was 5, if someone had come up to me and said, we're going to teach you about masturbation today, it would have blown my brains out. Because I just wanted to have a nice time and hug me mates at play school and just fucking play. And why would I have, why? What interest would it have been to me at 5 years old? Apart from zero, would it have roasted my brains? Yeah, it would have. If someone had taken me off my family years ago, if someone from social services had took me off my mum and dad, I wouldn't have been able to cope with that. I'm too strong. I'm too strong a soul. If they'd have put me with foster parents and took me away from my mum and dad for no reason, I've openly said this before, I probably would have stabbed them to death. Probably would have. I've got to be honest. I'm so strong. I love my mum and dad. We might have had our ups and downs over the years, but deep down, I know that they're my flesh. They're what brought me into this world. Why the fuck would I would have. If I've sold this so many times. If they'd have taken me off my mum and dad when I was a kid, young, influential, young back, innocent little kiddie, and that would have tormented me. I wouldn't have been able to cope with that. Whoever they'd put me with, woe betide them, because I'd have stabbed them to death in nighttime while they're in their beds. I would have. And I don't know where I'd have ended up. Thankfully, that never happened. You didn't really hear of that when I was a kid, social services nicking kids. You never heard of it. Now, they gear up to make the parent fail by putting them into financial turmoil. Most of the time, kids are taken because of financial ramifications. Not, let's help the mother. Let's get in and set her up and nick her kids. How's about that? I don't want to live in this country like this no more, ladies and gentlemen. I certainly want to clean up our public servants. I really do. Like you've got no tomorrow. You start with the kids, you break the kids, you sexualize the kids, you grow monsters. You grow monsters. And then you're growing up in a country, in a world with no love, no future, apart from evil. And mum and dad are all being split up now. Mum's got to go to work, dad's got to go to work. Between two people, most of the time they can't keep enough coming in to keep this existence going. It puts such a burden on. We never had that when I was a kid. No, I can't remember ever hearing any of my family talking about money. I never ever heard them talking about, I can't pay this week. I never heard it, and we had nothing. My mum and dad had nothing. My dad was a plumber's mate, become a plumber, done central heating, worked for various firms around South East London. My mum went to work part-time at a timber merchants on the Old Kent Road called Armay & Son. She worked there for quite a few years doing secretarial duties. Never heard them arguing over money. Never. Wasn't on the radar. Didn't need to. Things were just, it was never on the radar. It was a nice passive system back then. Now, whew, it's all about that dollar. That's all they talk about. It's all they argue about. Money. Not about love. Not about keeping the family unit together. About money. How am I going to pay this? What's happening? It's driving me mad. It's absolutely driving me mental that we've been just broken up like this. It's unbelievable. I've seen it happen to a friend, Dave Spearthrow. It's disgusting. These people in government will go to hell. They really will. Listen, that Bible says there is no authority other than God and those that are ordained from God. Now, if you think that God Almighty would ordain this shit that we're living in, you're mistaken, because he wouldn't. And I think that it's our time to rise. I really do. Debt-based economy, absolutely evil. This debt-based, the debt clock goes up almost £6,000 a second. Never pay it off. It's going to get worse. And the Israelis, the people that fund all this monetary system, they're just laughing at us. They're going, oh, look at the goyim. Look, well, yeah, we'll keep taking their kids their houses. They won't wake up. They're too stupid. It's true. Well, some of us are waking up. Some of us are doing things to remedy this situation. It's not going to be easy. Certainly not going to be easy. But I think that many people are now starting to come together. I think many people are now seeing this thing come into full manifestation. The government is showing us every one of its cards right now. And there's a lot of people paying attention, people, let me tell you. It's exciting. I'm excited for the future. I am. I know that we change things. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to do that. I'm here to change this world with you guys. I can't do it alone. I wouldn't want to do it alone. I need all the souls to come across. I'm a soul harvester. I try and harvest souls. I try and touch people's hearts and resonate with them. I try and put the pride back in them. I'm a proud man. I'm a proud man. But I know it's all fucked. And I play the system in a nice way. Thanks for your videos, Dave. At least there are still some sane people around. I try my best, Tom. I do try my best. But when we talk about sanity and insanity, why are there a lot of people out there with mental health issues? Because they don't feel grounded. A soul needs to feel grounded. Whilst it's here in this earthly incarnation, it needs to be grounded with its surroundings. But none of us are, because none of us are safe. None of us put our head on the pillow overnight and feel completely safe. Because there's always the robber's dog sending his letters through the post, wanting to come and take your kids, your homes, your cars, and to tax you from cradle to grave. We have to stop that. And we will stop that. Trust me. Peeps, I want to thank you as always for tuning in. 50 minutes already disappeared. I'm going to go because my missus is going to be home from Pilates in 10. Israel, left brain, right brain. Isis, Ra, and Elohim is what Israel is. Isis, Ra, and Elohim. That's what Israel is. Free speech, taxes, fear, more and more control. It's fear. Everyone on the BBC, they tune into it. They love it. It's the fear. The news is all about fear. Fear, 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 fear. That's just it. I'm fed up with the fear. I want great stuff. I want greatness. Give me greatness. I hope you're right about a positive future right now. Mental health for all is rock bottom. There you go. But why? Because no one's grounded. No one has that sense of greatness. No one is grounded in their lives. We're all just waiting and we're just dodging that corporate bullet, right? Yeah. But none of us own anything. None of us have property. None of us have tangibility. None of us do. But we've got to get back to it. We have no choice but to get back to our God-given rights and our unalienable rights that the system seems to think it can just ride roughshod over. But we ain't going to let that happen no more. And how do we do this? Through education and wisdom and empowerment. Them three things could change the world. Peeps, I love you all. Stay blessed. I'll be back with you tomorrow night. wakeupuk.net. I'm hoping to catch up with Spear Farah on there tomorrow night. 9 o'clock till 10:15. It's a great platform. Get over there. Free to join, free to tune in, and free to take part in that beautiful, beautiful Wake Up UK community where nothing is censored. Everything's on the table. Take care, peeps. Love you as always. Elliot Flynn, great man. Thank you for tuning in. Lauren Page, God bless you. Everyone, Deborah Vernon, everyone that's in, Murphy Bell, Spear Fray, everyone that's in the room. Thank you so much. Thanks for caring. Thanks for sharing. Keep doing what you're doing. You might feel alone. There's plenty of you out there. There's so many people like you out there, and they're all just waiting to connect. They're all just waiting for that alignment. We need to align, and we will align. Trust me.